Hey everybody, it's the coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be a good one between the New York Giants and the Kansas City Chiefs. With that, we're off to Arrowhead for the call from Kansas City. We'll hand it over to Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, from one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. The scene just a few moments ago, predictably loud and raucous here at Arrowhead as their beloved Chiefs took field, and they are set to match up with Eli Manning and the New York Giants. Happy to be on hand. I'm Brandon Gaudin with Charles Davis. And before we kick, partner, your keys to the game, please.
Well, my keys are on the defensive side of the ball for both teams. And the big one, making sure you avoid giving up the big play. These safeties are going to get tested all game long. Their job, keep the ball in front of them, tackle people, make them run extra plays in order to try and score.
Here's the kicker, Aldrick Rosas, ready to get us going. And into a sea of red, we're underway in Kansas City. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here come the Chiefs for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by the man running the show, Charles, their quarterback.
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And an alley to run. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The tight end Kelsey was the intended target. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a quarterback knowing that he's going against a rookie quarterback. He stepped in and picked him.
You think he had a great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity? And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now the first running back drafted this year, it's Saquon Barkley. And all the way in, touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, 31 yards. And the Giants are going to take a first quarter lead. Well, they ran the toss, trusting he had the speed to get to the edge, and he did.
And there really wasn't any doubt about that, because the scouting report told you that this guy could flat out run. When you give him a little bit of space and a chance to get there, he usually does.
Aldrick Rosas on for the extra point.
Delay of game, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Aldrick Rosas on for the extra point. PAT up and good by Rosas. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Kansas City Chiefs coming back out onto the field here, and they were part of the game of the week for Week 6, right? I mean, no doubt that game against New England, 43-40. Now they lost, first loss of the season, but boy, that was fun to watch on Sunday night.
It certainly was. It's maybe the game of the year thus far, and we were all anticipating it, and they delivered. Patrick Mahomes, a little bit of a struggle in the first half, but boy, did he explode in the second. 352 yards for the game, 4 touchdowns. Did throw the 2 picks in the first half, and he definitely went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady.
I sat him in my fantasy lineup.
Nice job.
I started Deshaun Watson thinking, you know, he's playing, well, mistake. A little bit of a mistake.
He shows up against anyone. 5 straight games over 300 yards, and the only one he didn't go over 300, he threw 4 touchdowns at Pittsburgh, and that was in Week 1.
He's good.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
And they'll go on the ground. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here. Giant rush gets home as down he goes. Olivier Vernon coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. That is a sight, a sack that Giant fans hoping to see more of this year.
Well, we know they put a big emphasis on it in the offseason, and it paid off in a big way early in this game, getting to the quarterback. The Giants know they have to get their pass rush pumped up.
On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. Fielded just inside the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
This is incomplete. Jarrell Adams, the tight end, was the target. And it's on play action. It's Manning. Third down.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that fell harmlessly to the ground. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, Manning. Wide open receiver, complete. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A good pickup there of 20 yards. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. Manning now on 1st down. So quick on the spin.
Oh, he's spinning, man.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So 2nd and inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Manning to throw once more. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And down inside the 15 he goes. First catch there for OBJ, and that good for a 1st down.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Into the red zone now. Manning. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Sterling Shepard from 13 yards out. And the Giants add on to their lead. Those are the touchdowns that aren't just scored on Sundays or on Monday night. Those are the ones that are scored during the week because they had that preparation and a great route run.
Oh, I love that observation because you don't just roll out on game day and say, okay, go run this route and let's get it done. That means exactly what you said. The practice had to occur beforehand, which led to the timing, which led to the touchdown.
Rosas now to add the PAT. Rosas good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Rosas now to kick this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And out come the Chiefs now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now Hunt. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And the big meat on the D-line. We'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Kelsey, and it's 3rd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Here we go now. Green 39.
He'll look to throw. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Taken in at the 22. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. New York set to take the field. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. From the gun, it's Manning. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is it not? With his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
Only a yard on the pickup, so from a good situation on 2nd and 2, it's now 3rd and 1. Heck of a game last week for Saquon Barkley. 229 yards from scrimmage against the Eagles, most by a rookie in franchise history, and they've had a lot of rookies in their history for the Giants.
They certainly have, and not only that, he extended his own streak to begin the year. Over 100 yards from scrimmage in all 6 of his games this season. The only one who's done it more, Kareem Hunt, a year ago with Kansas City, and his streak ended after 7. Barkley has a chance next week to continue and tie Kareem Hunt's record at Atlanta. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
Hurry up, here we go. 3.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. Damon Harrison, the one on the stop.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now let's go. Green, 39. Green.
Looking to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. So they took a shot there on 3rd down, couldn't get it. Now it's 4th.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Kansas City. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 33. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And the Giants ready to come out now.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot. Great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Manning. He's going to let this one go deep. And a shot taken on 3rd down, unsuccessful. 4th down now.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play call, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Now let's go.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. And our statistician, Ben Ramsauer, just held up 3 fingers to remind me he now has 3 tackles for a loss. We're only in the first quarter.
Well, Ben's got it detailed perfectly. He always gives us the right stats. I'd love to be on the offense's headset right now, because what you're hearing is, can someone please block him? Come up with a scheme. Come up with something. Make sure you block him because he's disrupting everything.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. A big play there. 84 yards. And the Chiefs are able to get this back within a touchdown. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. Extra point right down the middle, and that'll make our score 14-7. So the drive there, they went 80 yards in 3 plays, and it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. Shotgun now for Manning. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10. Manning again here on 2nd and 10. And bringing it in right side here, Beckham. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 1 quarter down. 14-7 is the score. And we're back to Arrowhead after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Giants with a football here as we begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, Manning. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down. With that incompletion, let's discuss all the overtime games that we've had so far in the NFL. We've had 9 of them, at least one each week. Week 6, it was Miami and the Bears with the Dolphins getting the win.
Yeah, and you know something? That's an NFL record because that record was set week 5, an overtime game each of the first 5 weeks of the season. Now we're adding to the record, and I wouldn't doubt at all that we would get it.
And the Chiefs are going to get him.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was a strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Third and long for the Giants, and Eli following the sack. From the gun, Manning. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Whoosh. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50. 1st and 10. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. But it looks like the Chiefs are going to get it back.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 14.
Set. Green 39.
They'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, certainly some teams are not intimidated by down and distance on defense, are they? 3rd and very long? Let's go get this guy again. Big time pressure.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is fielded inside the 5. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. If you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This is turning to...
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Chris Jones in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now Manning. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Manning now on 1st down. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. He got 29 yards that time.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 41. The pitch goes to Barkley. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And this one's going to go the wrong way, losing yardage back at the 42. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. What the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
The Giants on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 11. Operating from the gun. Manning. And he's hit and taken down. Eli sacked. Allen Bailey coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Here's Riley Dixon now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. This is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Now we get a peek at the captain of this offense heading back out there. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
Well, so far he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go now.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And it's complete to Kelce. First catch on that one for Kelce, and it's a first down.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Clock running, under 4 to play now as they come up on 1st and 10.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. It's a gain of 5. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And this will be taken at the 13. We'll call that a 49-yard punt, but a net of just 39 following the 10-yard return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. And our players spotlight now as we turn our attention to Eli Manning. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. Now Manning, he's going to launch this. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Manning to Beckham. A big play there. 45 yards. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to Arrowhead after this. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Throwing on 1st
touchdown is Manning. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Well, let's take a step back and look league-wide here, Charles. What contender do you think is in the most trouble through 6 weeks? I would not have thought Jacksonville a couple of weeks ago, but, boy, very flat performances against KC and Dallas.
Yeah, and we expect them to be a dominant team on the defensive side of the ball week in and week out, and Dallas just shredded them in their game on Sunday. But I don't think Jacksonville's in as much trouble as maybe Denver is. Denver's 2-4. 4 straight losses, and Kansas City setting a heck of a pace in the AFC West. Vance Joseph, the second-year coach in Denver, many thought he wouldn't return after last year. Got a second opportunity. This isn't helping him. And last but not least, if we're talking about this group of people, how about the Atlanta Falcons? They're also 2-4, but they got a much-needed win against Tampa Bay on Sunday. If we knew they could get their defensive players back, I'd like them a lot more. They've got a tough road ahead of them, but Matt Ryan, he can help equalize things out.
They give him a gain of 38.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green, 39.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Wide open receiver complete. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Chris Conley, 32 yards. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field and you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Butker on for the PAT. Extra point splits the uprights, and we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Eli Manning getting ready to go again on offense. And it was his interception on the last drive that wound up leading to a game-tying touchdown.
And somehow you can make this a positive, though. You know why? Game tied now. So you're not protecting the lead. So you're not playing that way. You got to go get the lead again. So maybe it loosens him up a little bit and allows him to go ahead and be a little more free in his play.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. We're switching gears for a second. Let's talk about all the offense that's been going on around the league.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
We've had 3 games where each team has scored 40 points. That didn't happen all of last year. The most recent example, Week 6, that incredible 43-40 Pats win over the Chiefs.
A lot of people talk about when you make rules changes or you emphasize certain things that you have unintended consequences. Let's not kid ourselves. This was the intended consequence. Open up offenses, more scoring. We're seeing that, and we're seeing it, and fans are loving it. Defensive coordinators are hating it, but fans are loving it. And how about Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, that New England-Kansas City game? Big throw for big throw, touchdown for touchdown, and Brady guides him to a field goal to win it in the end.
Yeah, the elder statesman, because Patrick Mahomes was just 5 years old when Tom Brady threw his first touchdown pass in the NFL.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Manning now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Manning. And nearly picked off.
Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Well, Charles, after Kansas City losing to New England this past week, we only have one undefeated team remaining, the Rams, 6-0, and they barely beat Denver, but they got it done.
They certainly did. They actually set the pace in that game, Brandon. They got out to a pretty nice lead, and then Denver chopped into it, and the Rams held on late. But you can do that when you have Todd Gurley as your lead running back. Over 200 yards for him. The Rams, as you noted, the last undefeated team in the NFL, and no signs of cooling off, even though they had to go to Denver. Snow in Denver in October, and what was it at kickoff, 25 degrees?
25.
How about that? That didn't even cool those guys off.
And this week they'll be at San Francisco trying to get to 7-0. The Giants on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Manning. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Manning. They'll let it go deep for Beckham. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Chiefs will have the football back in excellent field position. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game. But you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. Right? There's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
They're set up to throw, and he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. And a stoppage here, a timeout before this 3rd down play takes place, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. The Chiefs on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 30.
Now back to throw. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, as he'll come on to kick for a 6th time tonight. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. One final try now for Manning. He'll let it go. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We want to remind you that new this year in regular season games, I'll take you around the NFL and give you stats and scores from games in progress, as well as look back at games that have already been completed. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Odell Beckham now marching back onto the field. Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
Second half begins with a run from Barkley, and he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Manning to throw on second down. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does, for a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Manning gonna throw. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Well, that's the Kickstarter right there. Eli Manning finding his guy, Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah, it's a deadly combination, isn't it?
It really is, but what really makes it work is just how unflappable Eli is with his demeanor, able to maintain his calm and his poise, because we know OBJ, he can run pretty hot and get excited out there.
Sometimes just one-handed grabs for him.
It doesn't matter what it is. Just throw it up there. He'll go get it.
To throw, it's Manning to the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feed down complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Manning to throw on 3rd and 1. It's caught. Shepard. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. There, they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
I feel like Eli Manning has just gone from downfield bomber to a guy who can complete everything.
He can hit him underneath now, can't he?
Yeah, we just saw that there with that pass completion. The maturity of a veteran taken with the defensive given.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to the air on second down. It's Manning. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, he's been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And the blitz does come. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Anthony Hitchens in there to drop him for a loss of 10. And it'll be 4th and long. You thought we'd see pressure. You weren't kidding.
Yeah, I thought that they'd be very aggressive in that type of a situation. And that's what they call getting home. Because home is where the quarterback is.
And where the heart is.
And that heart just got shattered in 1,000 pieces.
Aldrick Rosas now to try the Giants field goal. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And the kick by Rosas is good. And they take a 17-14 lead. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. Dances by him. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
They'll start with Hunt on the ground. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
In the early days of the NFL, you could easily blame these drops on maybe some uneven or uncertain lighting in a stadium. Not anymore. The lights are pretty good.
Yeah, they're great here at night, but his second drop, indeed, not a good look. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go.
He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he lost the football. And who's got it? The Giants.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Eli Manning and company getting set here as they head back onto the field. He's played well. Good first half. He's continued that here in the 3rd quarter. But my question, when you're a head coach, what do you look at stat line-wise for your coach? Do you go right to turnovers?
You really do. As much as coaches don't want to talk about that, that's where it starts. When I played in college, our first rule for every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. And that's kind of how they judge you. Do you take care of the ball? not turn it over, keep it in the proper hands, and give your team a chance to win.
Well, that's what he's done here in this one so far. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
Line of scrimmage, the 31, as they line up 2nd and 10. Manning will try again on 2nd down. And incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. And Ingram hauls it in. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And the Giants' all-time leader in passing yards and completions and touchdowns, just another connection.
No doubt about it. That's the Eli Manning we know, pushing the ball downfield and with proficiency.
Manning to throw once more. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham from 3 yards out. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Rosas to add the extra point. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it was finished off by a touchdown by the New York Giants. Rosas now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The Chiefs offense now making their way back onto the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A really good pickup of 28 yards. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
they? When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They run again with Hunt, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Two running plays go backwards, so what's the call on 3rd and 13 now?
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Back to throw here. And that is incomplete.
But no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Here now, time to discuss Odell Beckham Jr. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he's really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Again, it's Barkley. And some space here. Nice stiff arm.
Underused, but still effective.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Yeah, he was the first back taken in the draft. Ended up going number 2 to the Giants, and there was never a doubt that he would be the first runner off the board. And we just saw why. His ability with the ball in his hands to turn a nice little gain into something big. He makes plays no matter how you get him the ball.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now they'll throw it with Manning. And incomplete on the deep ball. He was looking for Evan Ingram, the tight end. And it's 3rd down. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. But they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it overall.
The Giants on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Manning. And this one is incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. And they're going to try for the 4th down conversion. Manning and the offense staying put. They'll go for it. It's Manning. On the crossing route, complete. That's Shepard. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Facing a 4th down, they come away with 18 yards and the 1st down conversion.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
Manning now on 1st down. Over the middle to Beckham. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit them, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Now Manning again. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Russell Shepard, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants add on to their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Rosas good with the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great effort there. 57 yards. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
Butker now to add the extra point. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. It only took him 2 plays there to find the end zone. The last one, the long run, getting him in for 6 points. Butker now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being
the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. We're back now in KC. As we've got the final quarter upon us, we get ready to start the fourth. Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. Here's Manning to throw. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 47. To throw is Manning. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Reggie Ragland in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop it for a loss of about 10.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Working from the gun, Manning. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Odell Beckham that time. 3rd down here.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Manning. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for New York. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on 1st down. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league, totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
Well, sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Let's go.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. On play action, they'll throw. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Here's Dustin Colquitt now, standing just outside his own goal line. Fielded at about the 28. Look at this spin.
Balance.
A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now out come the Giants. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Manning and the Giants come up now 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They begin with a run by Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a 1st down. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
12 yards there as they move the chains. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The toss out to Barkley. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Now a toss right to Barkley. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Give him 3 yards on the run there. That still leaves him with a difficult 3rd and 8 coming up.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On play action, it's Manning. He's got Adams on the hook on. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 14 yards there at a 1st down. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Into the red zone now. Manning. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. Now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw again. Manning. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Manning. And that's caught by Smith. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter, but still not afraid to throw it as they show there.
You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident with him doing that as they would if they tried to run the ball and run the clock out.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you say, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that could come back and get you.
He's going to get it running right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
So it's 3rd and goal now, and this is where the Arrowhead crowd can make it very tough. Here's Barkley. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal.
There are certain drives in a game where anything less than a touchdown that caps it feels like an absolute disappointment. This is one of those drives.
And no move to take the offense on the field. They're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th and goal. They'll run with Barkley, and he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Giants are able to grow their lead. Rosas now to add the PAT. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was polished off by a Giants touchdown. Rosas now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. And the stats on the screen tell the story. A great start. This defense, they've made some good adjustments, so he's fallen off since.
Have to like what they did at the half, but you also have to like the fact that they hung in there. Despite the fact they had a tough first half, he was locked in, right? And rocking and rolling. They came out, made their adjustments, got their confidence back. Now they're causing him all sorts of trouble.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
Started to look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
Now they'll run it on the toss. gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. It's Giants football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. Now Manning. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Justin Houston in there to get him the 6th time they've sacked him tonight.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
It's 2nd and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Manning looking to throw it. This will be caught at about the 5. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The 10-yard completion, but still now facing 3rd and goal. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
That, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Yeah, everyone dialed in. On 3rd down, Barkley. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal.
Partner, when it's a goal-to-go situation, if you're on the field on defense, you have to know that you may be called on to make a tackle at any time. Here, the cornerback does exactly that. Plays the run really well and makes a big play.
And they won't run a play here, no victory formation. They will indeed try to get 3 more. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know, in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Hurry up, here we go. 3.
He'll drop to throw. And he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This is 3rd and 16.
Blue 90! Blue 90!
Looking to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Now a desperate into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Kansas City.